This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
And that is Manny Navarro. How you feeling, baby? You feeling all right? Feeling good?
Feeling great. Thank you. Oh, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. Does it look like they got their man, their offensive coordinator?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're happy with the choice. You know, Shannon Dawson is a guy who has been around, several decades now in terms of coaching college football. Been in the air raid system. Worked with Hal Mummy, who of course devised the air raid, and worked with Dana Holgerson for many years, and has done a good job taking quarterbacks and making them better. I mean, if you look at what he did last season in Houston, his quarterback threw 40 touchdown passes. I know it was sort of a disappointing season in terms of their expectations. They thought they would be better than 8-5. But, I think a lot of those issues might have been on defense, not necessarily offense. They averaged 36 points a game. And, look, Miami got a guy who's hungry. He's a relatively young coach at age 45. I mean, I'm 44, so I can't say I'm young anymore. Oh, he's a year older than me. But
for coaching, he's pretty young, actually.
Right.
He's
probably right, a good age, right, to be a college offensive coordinator.
The ripe age.
The ripe age. Yeah, exactly. So I think they're definitely happy with that, and now it's just a matter of scoring away receivers coach and running backs coach. So we'll see when Mario gets to that. But I think as far as their plan and what they want to be next season, using more of an air raid spread offense type attack, I think, with Tyler Van Dyke as your best player, your offensive line, your likely strength, in all honesty. I mean, you have questions at receiver and running back and other places, but if Tyler Van Dyke is straight and he's got a good offensive line, then this might be a good system for what Miami wants to do.
I'm surprised I didn't hear about cops raiding the UM campus over the last week, because Tyler Van Dyke was probably having a party after they signed that guy, because he's like, there's like spread. It's coming back. This is what I want. This is what I need. And so, you know what I'm saying? He's got to be happy. And then at the same time, I got to give Mario a little credit here. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but he also understands the transition that his team is in and the quarterback that he has. And he got somebody at least that has an offense that has a lot of similarities to what he excelled in too at the same time. So, and I think to Mario's credit too, you're not just going to this power running offense, and it's like watching, the Heat. Hey, why don't we add another 2-point shooter? That makes a lot of sense. Let's just add another 2-point shooter and another 2-point shooter. You can't go with 3 yards in a cloud of dust offense, Mario Cristobal. You've got to open it up. You got to score points. You got to get chunk plays. So you're getting a guy that is going to assist your current quarterback, but at the same time, evolve your offense to be more of what today's offense is, instead of the Miami Heat saying, no, we can still work with 90s offense here.
Right. You have to modernize and get with the times. And I think, a lot of it has to be recruiting too, right? I mean, they didn't get the 2 elite receivers in their backyard last cycle. There were actually probably more than that. I'd say probably 3 or 4. And they didn't get the 4 highest ranked receivers. And so I think if you're going to attract receivers, you need to have an offense that's receiver friendly, because that's how you win in college football today. It's not 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You still got to be able to run the football. I mean, Georgia proved that the last couple of years. They've had some great offensive lines, some really good running backs. And when they needed to beat teams, they could run the football. But I think in the grand scheme of things, Miami has so much more to go, obviously, than Georgia to be Georgia, right, to get to that level. And so you start by bringing in a friendly, receiver-friendly, passer-friendly offense, because you got to get some of those guys in the door.
I'm with you there. All right, so what's next? Because they did lose, 4 other coaches, assistant coaches?
Yeah, well, they ended up hiring Derek Nicholson to be the linebackers coach, to replace Charlie Strong. He was at Louisville, and then he followed Scott Satterfield to Cincinnati. He was there for all of 3 weeks before being hired the same day as Miami's new offensive coordinator to come in and be the linebackers coach. So Derek is a familiar name in the Miami-Florida State series. He played for Florida State, was a really good linebacker for them for a few years, and then obviously got into coaching pretty quickly. And he's a pretty good recruiter. He ended up convincing a linebacker Miami really wanted in their class, Stanquan Clark, to go to Louisville instead of Miami. And so he's the kind of guy that I think is, again, another young, hungry coach, right? Who is looking to make a name for himself. And I think it's a difference, right, in hiring. You don't have the Charlie Strongs, the 62-year-old guys who've already done it and proven it, and are used to cooking with the best grease available. These other coaches are used to coaching guys that aren't as talented and coaching them up and making them better. And I think that's kind of what Miami needs right now in its rebuild phase. As far as receiver and running backs coach, I mean, there's been a bunch of rumors and names out there that I've heard. A few of them involve former Hurricanes, potentially coming to be receivers coach. I don't know where Mario is in that decision-making process. I would assume, and I've been told that the offensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson, will have a say in that hire. But as far as running backs coach, I think that'll probably be Mario's decision. One interesting name I heard was Tim Harris Jr. He's a guy who his father and him, the whole family, the Harris family, has been very integral to the city of Miami. He's been with UCF the last few years as maybe a potential guy who comes in here as running backs coach, maybe running game coordinator, that type of thing.
Okay. I know you wrote an article about the 10 most important prospects for 2024 around the state of Florida. How many of those prospects are involved in?
Well, I mean, I would think most of them, Miami has shown interest in. The one at the top of the list, Jermaine Smith, is obviously the biggest one because he is the number 2 player in the cycle for 2024. He's 6'3", 185 pounds. He reminds me a lot of Andre Johnson in terms of just his body type, his physicality, his demeanor. He's Geno Smith's cousin. And
that's
a guy
that's high praise, bro. That's high praise. That's high praise.
Well,
comparing him to Andre Johnson. That's a freak.
He is of that same athletic potential and ability. Like, he has that in him, and he's been very good for very, very long. I'll put it this way. I mean, he plays with the South Florida Express 7-on-7 team. That team had Brandon Innes, Hakeem Williams, guys that went to Ohio State, Florida State, 5-star receivers, and I think he's better than all those guys. He showed that last year as a junior. So I think he warrants that kind of praise. And there's a bunch of other guys on that list. Josiah Schrader, who also plays with him at Chaminade, is more of a two-way guy. I think personally, I've told.
But you have him committed already but you have him committed already to Ohio State, the Smith kid.
He is committed. He's been committed to Ohio State, but there's no question Miami it's going to be a factor. You could be committed 10, 12 months before the decisions have to be finalized. I think Miami.
You broke up there.
It's his teammate.
You broke up there.
Can you hear me all right?
Now we can. Go ahead.
You got me. I was going to say JoJo Trader's the other player that I was going to mention, and another elite sort of receiver and two-way player. He goes to Hollywood Chaminade as well. Those are the top 2 local kids that Miami absolutely has to get. JoJo's a guy that I personally think would be better off playing defense because he's such a ball hawk. Just such a knack for reading the quarterback and breaking on balls, kind of like Cam Kitchens. But he wants to play receiver at the next level. We'll see if maybe Mario lets him do both. But both of those kids, those are must-gets for Miami.
So when are we getting Brian Hartline? Why not name him the offensive coordinator? What the hell is going on with Mario? Let's go, bro.
Well,
you want a badass recruiter? Brian Hartline's a pain in our ass right now. Come on.
Well, I would venture to say so is Ohio State, right? I mean, Ohio State pretty much when you win the conference every single year.
We get rid of Brian Hartline from them and add him here. That weakens Ohio State. because JoJo also is considering Ohio State in your article. So I'm watching that. I'm going, damn, dude. Come on, Hartline, bro. What is wrong with you? This is not good, bro. We gotta. I don't know. Can we kidnap his ass or something?
That'd be the ideal trick to end his reign. There's no question. That would be the way to do it. But look, man, if you're a receiver and Ohio State's putting out all these first rounders every single year, right? Garrett Wilson, we just saw got drafted. The kid with the Saints also went to Ohio State. I mean, all these elite receivers just keep going to the NFL. That's the place to go. That's Brian Hartline's kicking everybody's ass. So give him his kudos. Former Dolphin going on to do great things as an assistant coach in college, and I'm sure at some point he'll get his own program to run.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. It's interesting, man, how he has made an instant impact as a coach, and he's become Mario Cristobal as a recruiter.
Did you see him as that when he was with the Dolphins? Did he talk about wanting to get into coaching?
No, I did. Well, I mean, you could tell that you could tell he's a gym rat, right? When he was there. Now, did I know that he was going to become this kind of recruiter? No, not at all. But you could tell that he did have like that quality that like Zach has it too, but he doesn't want to be a coach. So it's different with guys like Zach or even Dan Marino. Like Marino has a love for it, but he ain't going to be no coach. There's no way, and I don't think Zach would ever spend his time coaching either. It would drive him crazy to have to coach people because I think he's one of those kind of athletes. But Brian, you can tell that he was kind of a gym rat and a guy that wanted to be around the game. So you can see him being a coach, but I didn't get to see him enough here to learn about him like to that point, like, oh yeah, this guy's going to be a coach down the line. But wow, dude, he has turned into just an absolute monster at the college football level. He won't be there long. Somebody's going to give him that, that promotion that he's looking for, and he deserves, by the way.
Oh, there's a few ACC schools that I'm sure will be making coaching changes here in the years to come. Boston College had a terrible year. I think he'd be a great fit at a place like Boston College. They hired a former Ohio State assistant the last time, and so I think he'll get his opportunity probably some point here around 2024, 2025.
I think if you want that opportunity, if you're Brian Hartline, after you've been at Ohio State, you also have to go, okay, I need to go somewhere where they also are going to give me the resources. And I'm not sure that Boston College would be the place that gives you the resources that you need in order to be successful, because that's kind of part of the marriage. Yeah, it's nice to be a great recruiter, but you've also got to have the program that's also going to provide what you need. So when you do recruit the guys, you have all those elements that you need to kind of seal the deal. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know going to Boston College if that's going to be,
Well, I mean, listen, if he's smart, he'd probably stay in the Big Ten. I mean, that's where all the money is.
Exactly.
They're in the SEC. So
That's
it just depends. Is it a school like Indiana? Would he go to a place like Indiana? They've kind of fallen off after being a bowl team for a couple years. They've kind of struggling now. There might be a coaching change in the future there. So to me, it'll probably be that kind of a program somewhere in the Midwest, somewhere in the Northeast, that would give him that opportunity to make the jump from. I mean, he was just promoted to offensive coordinator, so I think he probably needs to put in a year or two at least there before he makes the jump.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, what are you working on over the weekend at the Athletics so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously it's the offseason, a lot of recruiting stuff. I caught up with a quarterback target that Miami is pursuing, Aaron Noland. Great name, by the way. Can you imagine? My starting quarterback for the Hurricanes, Aaron Noland. Left-handed quarterback out of Georgia. He's going to be a senior this coming season. Threw, I think, for 54 touchdowns and like only 4 interceptions. Left-handed. Wears the number 1, just like Tua. Very accurate. I watched him play. Not a super strong arm, but great anticipation skills. And I know he's among a list of quarterbacks that Miami's interested in. So there'll be something on him there. Just the usual. I'm always working on. I feel like I got my hands in like 6 different projects all the time, and it's just a matter of which one does the editor want first? Which one is the most timely? So I think from that perspective, and I'm sure I'll probably do something on Miami's new coordinator, offensive coordinator. We just wrote a story earlier this week, Bruce Feldman and I, on Lance Guidry, the defensive coordinator. That's on the website to read. So I'm sure there'll be a version of similar to Shannon Dawson.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he, molds his offense and caters to. I know what Mario's, foundation is, but then at the same time, what you also need to do in today's, college football to open things up a little bit more. I'm really intrigued to see how he does it because I was so disappointed with Gaddis and the way he mishandled, the Canes offense, I thought, this year. All right, follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. More importantly, do what I do, man. Subscribe to The Athletic and support Manny and all the fantastic writers who give us all kinds of great insight every single day. Manny, as always, have a fantastic weekend, my friend. Appreciate you.
All right, brother. You too. Take care.
Thank you. Don't forget, go to caneswear.com. You order over $99 anywhere in the country, free shipping. They got anything and everything with the Canes logo. They've got Dolphin gear, Miami Heat gear, Miami Marlins gear, Inter Miami gear, Florida Panthers. Got all kinds of stuff. I mean, Brett is always working, bringing in stuff, and that's why they're always growing, and that's why they're moving to another location right there in the same mall, but it'll be to a bigger spot. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger, which is just absolutely beautiful, and very proud of Brett and what he's been able to build out there. It's just a culture. It's service. They look out for you, the customer. They just do an awesome, awesome job when you're there at the store or if you're ordering online. Check it out. Over $99. It'll be free shipping. Caneswear.com.
If you're
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.